Alright, so hey guys, it's Shu. So today is Sunday, but yeah, this isn't an update or anything, just a little an experience I had this week at work that I wanna share with you guys. So I work in a warehouse, and for the last 2 weeks I've been filling in for another department. So I was working full-time because I only work part-time. It's the warehouse, alright? So I normally work in this area over here where I put this little circle. I hope you can see that. I have no idea. But I was working in this area with little X's, alright? So where I put these little R's are where the restroom. This right here is the restroom that I'm not allowed to use, technically, because it's the outlet and there's customers and stuff, so they don't want us traipsing in and out of there. Anyway, so I was using, we'll put a square around this restroom over here by where the area that I was working in, which is this little X. So, but I usually use this one with the little, that I just put a little triangle around over here. So I usually use that restroom for multiple reasons. Number one, it's the closest to the area that I usually work in, but also because it's a one-person bathroom. There's a men's and a women's, and there's just a sink in each one and a toilet in each one, and like the towels to dry your hands and stuff, or the paper towels, whatever. So while I was working in the last 2 weeks in this little area over here, I was using this restroom, which, that was loud, this is my phone. There's a little, it's where all the offices are, and our little, and I wrote cafe, so a little cafeteria over there. So I was using that restroom. So the first week that I worked over there, for the whole entire week, I used the men's restroom. So, and I'm not one of those people that has to pee every 5 minutes. I generally get up in the morning, use the restroom, go to work. If I'm working the entire day, I usually have to go to the restroom at least once while I'm at work, and then I come home and whatnot. So, the entire first week, I probably used the restroom maybe once a day. And same thing, so that was the first week. So the second week, which was this past week, on Monday, I had to use the restroom 4 times because I drank something stupid. I usually drink a lot of water during the day, but I drank a lot of it earlier in the day, so I had to pee a lot during the day. So anyway, so Tuesday I get to work, and I'm about to start work, and I started at 8:30, 2 weeks in the department that I usually work in. They usually take their break about 9 because they start at 7. So at 9, my team lead from my original area comes walking past because she's going to the cafeteria for a break. And she's like, "Oh, can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Okay." So I talked to her, and she's like, "Well, so HR has asked that you use the women's restroom until whenever." I'm like, okay. So let's take a time out in this story for a second. So I don't really care what restroom I use. It's not like I'm just hanging out in the bathroom. I go in, I do my business, and I leave like most people. So I'm like, whatever. It is what. So I'm back to talking to my team lead, and I'm like, I find it ridiculous if they're asking me to use the women's restroom, but if that's what they want me to do, that's what I'll do. But I straight up told her, I'm like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be in the women's restroom. Some woman's gonna come in, and she's gonna be all confused because I'm standing there at the sink washing my hands or whatever. So I'm like, but I'll use the women's restroom if that's what they want. So fast forward. So Friday, I didn't even go in to use the restroom. I went in to wash my hands because I'd been putting this chair together, and my hands were pretty much black. So I went in, and I'm like and I went in with a coworker who knows that I am trans, who also thinks it's ridiculous that I have to use the women's restroom. But so I go in, just in there minding my own business, washing my hands. I look at them, I had to wash them twice because the stuff was still in my hands because I had the crappy foam soap that doesn't really do anything. So I go over and I'm using the little paper towel things to dry my hands off, and I can't really like walk out of the bathroom while I do it because there's only one trash can and it's at like the far end of the bathroom. So I'm drying my hands off with this stuff, and this woman walks in. She's just walking in, looks up, completely stops, looks at me, and just looks around and then goes, "Oh, I didn't know you were cleaning the bathroom." And as I'm standing there drying my hands, I'm like, huh? I just gave her this look like, what? What are you talking about? I didn't say anything, not a single word. So as she sees this super confused look on my face, she's like, "Oh." And then it's complete silence because I didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. And so she just turns around and leaves. So I'm like, that was awkward. So that's basically exactly what happened. What I said was going to happen, happened. So so then I come out of the bathroom to make things even more awkward. There's one of our, I guess we'll just call him a janitor, because he's like a cleaning dude, but that's not their title. Anyway, so he's a janitor. We'll just call him a janitor. And he's a super nice guy, but he is from Croatia and speaks about this much English. So he sees me coming out of the women's restroom and is all confused because he's there because that woman that left, I guess, saw him in passing and said, "Why is there a dude in the women's restroom? Like, he's going to do something about it. He's just a janitor." So he's like walking towards the restroom because I guess since he's a janitor, he can go in and be like, "Hey, who's in here?" So he sees me come out, and he sees me as the man that I am, and nothing else. He doesn't know my name. Most of the people that I work with don't know my legal name because everyone calls me Shu. So basically, I had to try and explain to him in the little English that he knows why I was in the women's restroom. And it just boiled down to, I tried to explain transgender and it didn't work, so I was like, HR told me to. And he was like, "Okay," and walks away. So, I'm talking, so like, it's like, I told you so, and I don't want to, I'm not bashing the place that I work at all. I absolutely love where I work. Yeah, some of the jobs that I have to do there suck, but the people have been nothing but accepting. Everyone that does know that I am transgender, which, if you watch the collaborative channel, it's basically, I talk about it there, where I'm not out to everyone that I work with because I work with thousands of people, so it's not possible for me to go up and be like, "Okay, so let me explain to you that I'm transgender. And let me explain to you that I'm transgender." It doesn't work that way. I work in a warehouse, so people that see me in passing see me as the man that I am. And, which is kind of the point, because I came out to one of the guys that I work with, and he was like, "I just knew you as Shu." I'm like, "That's kind of the point, dude." And he was like, "Exactly." So, it's one of those where I just feel like they didn't handle the situation very well, which I understand because I'm sure I'm the first transgender person that they've ever had work for them. Because it's a local company, so it's not like they're this nationwide company and they've had to deal with the same issues in other places. So now I have to figure out who to go talk to in HR because I'm pretty sure that lady's going to say something to somebody. And it shouldn't have to, you know what I mean? So, because when she came in, I felt like I couldn't say anything because I just would have made it worse because I sound like a dude. Because I am a dude. You know? It's one of those where it's like, I just let just let it happen and let it be, and didn't say anything, because I feel like, not that I don't want to tell that woman that I'm transgender, but like, I shouldn't have to explain it to people every time I go to the damn bathroom, because I'm just in there to do my business and leave, not explain my life to people. And yes, it's part of being transgender, but I also don't think that my employer would appreciate me wasting their company time to explain to people that I'm transgender while I'm in the restroom. So yeah, it's just one of those where, like, I told you so when it happened, so I have to figure out who I need to talk to, because there is a woman who is in charge of, that's from HR, that is in charge of the warehouse, but I've never met this woman before, so I don't know that she's going to be able to handle it very well. So do I talk to the guy who hired me, or do I talk to his boss, who also doesn't know me? So yeah, because I just feel like they could have handled it differently. Instead of saying, hey, you need to use the women's restroom, they should have said, if I were in their position, what I would say is, can you please use the single stall or single person bathroom, whatever you want to call it. And yes, it's out of my way to go there, because if I go back to this little map, especially when I was working in that other department, I would have had to go from here, I don't know if you can see this, here, all the way to here. And it's not like I can just go straight across. I would have to go across this aisle here, and then up this aisle here, and then over this way, and then up this way, because that's the way it works, because we have stuff in the middle of our warehouse. Supposed to, when I'm over here, I just kind of just go up and over, and I'm there. So it is what it is. I find it quite humorous, because when my team lead told me, and I wasn't like trying to yell at her, I was just trying to make her understand that it's going to be awkward for the women if I'm in the women's restroom. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, did it happen to you that you were asked to use the women's restroom and then it got all awkward like and stuff? So yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week, month, day, whatever, weekend. If you watch the collab channel, I'll see you Wednesday. If not, I will see you guys in about 12 days or so with my update video for, 10 months on T. See ya. Peace.